It takes about 10,000 bricks to build the average size home. That may sound like a lot, but at this plant in Bennett, Texas, they make more than 9 million bricks a month. Modern brick making requires both new and old technology, from state-of-the-art automated and computerized machinery to the time-tested task of mining the soil. At this pit, workers are mining for clay and shell deposits that are up to 300 million years old. Shell and clay are two of the best products on Earth for making bricks. Miners will dig these pits up to 300 feet deep to get all of the clay and shell deposits available. And how about this for a little trivia? There are actual working brick mines in this country that have been in operation since the early 1890s, and some of those mines are expected to keep producing raw materials for another 200 years. Once the raw materials are mined, they're stockpiled outside the plant and allowed to age for up to a year before processing. Most bricks are made from 90% clay or shell, with a little bit of sand and a lot of recycled brick mixed in. This front-end loader is mixing the shell, sand, and recycled brick. If you add too much sand, the finished bricks will crumble. Too little, and they'll easily crack. Once the outdoor mixing is finished, the raw materials are hauled to the plant for processing. Inside the plant, the raw materials are crushed and all debris is removed. This machine is called a pug mill. That large revolving blade is kneading the raw materials, much like bread dough. Electronic probes determine if more water is needed to keep the clay properly tempered. Conveyor belts then carry the raw materials up to the stiff mud machine that forms it into huge slabs. As the slabs roll out of the machine, they're trimmed to form a rectangular shape. Company President Ed Stout says these machines can crank out 300,000 bricks a day and nothing goes to waste.
Pretty warm.
Yeah, that's heated from friction only. There's no heat added.
And this extra that it's shaving off here, where does it go down here?
Waste return comes back and is re-extruded.
So it gets grounded back up?
Oh, yes, it goes right back into the mix.
The bricks that are being made now are the highest quality, and the clay slab is extremely dense.
You know, I was talking to you earlier about how it makes a dense column. Take your thumb and press on that column.
Yeah, that is hard. That's solid.
Company logos and other patterns are pressed into the clay slabs as they move down the conveyor belt toward the cutting machine. This particular clay has a high iron ferric content and will turn red when it's heated. But a glaze or coating is added to enhance the color and give it that bright red appearance we're all familiar with in most bricks. The slabs are then cut into smaller sections as they head towards the final blocking machine that will cut them into individual bricks. This machine separates and stacks the bricks. The stacks are then placed on huge motorized pallets that can carry up to 3,000 bricks. The bricks are then placed into this tunnel dryer, where over the next 24 hours, about 1 pound of moisture will be removed from each brick to prevent the bricks from exploding during the burning process. Now it's onto the kiln. This is one big, extremely hot oven. It's nearly 600 feet long, almost 2 football fields, and it can burn at more than 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. One look inside this peephole will give you an idea of how hot the burning process is. The bricks we're cooking today will stay inside this inferno for more than 2 days, and when they come out, they'll be ready to be shipped to the construction site.
Once the brick come out, how do you know if it's a quality brick?
Well, of course, there are all kind of quality tests, but one of the old-fashioned but still very good ways to say is how does it sound when you hit it together. I've just pulled these off of that car. As you can see, it has a nice steely sound, which means it's a very dense, hard product.
Yeah, it sounds like bells going off.
But it's very dense, very hard, and these are the kind of brick you guarantee for 100 years or more.
We're going to go back to the pit because I'm sure some of you are concerned with what happens to this big ugly hole in the ground once they've scraped all the clay and shell out of it.
Well, let me take you out here and show you what we're doing with this lake.
Feast your eyes on this picturesque crystal clear lake. This was once a pit that the brick company has developed into a wildlife sanctuary. And the corn-fed catfish would be sure to spark the enthusiasm of any angler itching to wet a hook.
There's nothing that we can think of that is as ecologically sound as brick making. It's a product that lasts forever. In fact, our company and several others guarantee our brick for 100 years. When you're through, you wind up with something that's very attractive. There's no waste that's hazardous of any kind.
When you cover the outside of your house with brick, there's a lot of things you can do besides just stacking them on top of each other. This house is a perfect example. We'll start here on the corner with coins. This is where the brick actually sticks out and it makes the whole house look bigger. It's really a sharp thing to do to your house. Bricklayers shouldn't charge you much for it because it's really easy. Here around the windows, to highlight them, they have what's called rowlocks. And that's where the ends of the brick stick out. You don't see any long bricks, just the ends of them. And this is actually double rowlocks. It really highlights this window. Up top here on the flats, they put in walking soldiers. Now this is how you normally lay a brick, but if you go up and down, that's called a soldier. And this one, every third brick kicks out, just like soldiers marching. Now you are going to get some moisture behind the brick, whether it's from leaks around the windows or just because the house is sweating, sort of like a glass of ice water sitting out on a picnic table during a hot day. That water needs to run down inside the wall and then it needs a way to come out. It comes out here at the weep hole. So if you see these holes about every 4 or 5 foot in your brick house, do not fill them in with caulk or mortar. You need to let the moisture out of your house so you don't build up any mold or mildew. Brick has been a great way to build houses for thousands of years, so if you're looking for something for your exterior, take a look at brick.